Hello, everybody! Happy Sunday! Welcome to our Word Nerd game night. I also realized, in my frame, I'm sitting a little differently today, so we have a delightful friend just crashing the party in the back there. So yes, I have a deer skull in my room above me currently. That's just in case anyone's wondering what that is. So we have an extra guest today. So for our game night this week, we're going to be playing something that I'm calling Pitch That Book. So I got, yay, audience, woo! Yeah, clapping from the audience. So what I had all of our Word Nerds do is give me a list of some of the books that we've read, or some of our favorites, and I'm going to randomly generate them. I swear I'm doing this on a website, so it's not just me picking two books. And so we're going to randomly generate two titles, and whoever turn it is has to pitch that book, because often when we're talking about some kind of book, it'll be, it's Stranger Things meets Independence Day, or this book is like Harry Potter meets oh god, I'm off my game already. Harry Potter meets Raven Boys or whatever. So you're kind of like doing that. So we're gonna do that today with some of our favorites. I think it'll be an interesting time all around. So I didn't even decide who should go first. Does anyone volunteer to go first?
You.
Me. I'll go first. Okay, so I am, generating.
Oh, and definitely leave us pitches too in the discussion section if you come up with one. And also feel free to write these.
Yeah, exactly.
If you like it, write it.
All right, let's see. Oh, my first name is Strange the Dreamer. So that's already great. Love that book. So Strange the Dreamer meets Three Dark Crowns. Oh, okay. Okay, this is about this book is a dark fantasy book about a trio of librarian sisters who are from a fantasy world, and each one of them likes reading different kinds of things. So one person is likes reading about war, one person likes reading about nature, and one person likes reading about what's the third sister from Three Dark Crowns? Something else, magic. That likes reading about magic. And one day there is a warrior from a strange land who comes and says, "We need you to help build our magic civilization." And they, of course, say yes because they're librarian kids and they want to go on adventures. And they go with this guy and they have magical adventures, and they're thankfully very versed in three things: magic, war, and the elements or nature. So they're helping people out, and they get to this magic. As you do, they get to this magical place, and there's a big scary god of war, and they help the people there by using their tactics of war and knowledge of magic to take down this god. And then they all want to be crowned three princess librarians, but they can't. There's only one allowed to be queen. So they decide to duel it out, and that's the end of book one.
Wow. Is this a trilogy?
I think it's going to be a trilogy, yeah.
It sounds like
it might end up becoming a quartet instead of a trilogy, even though it was supposed to be a trilogy.
You never know.
It sounds
a daughter of
very
the god
weirdly,
that comes in as the fourth one.
Yeah, very weirdly sounds a lot like the plot of The Library at Mount Char. Because they're all librarians murdering each other.
That's right. That could be the other comp title.
Yeah.
If you like this, you'll like this,
Full on story time. Not even.
Yeah, he was at the bar way higher than I thought.
Yes. I was like, oh no, a synopsis. Don't make me do this live.
I can't even do it off air for my own book.
This is like my literal nightmare, but in my nightwear, I'm wearing pajamas or something, or no pants.
Wait, are you not wearing pajamas? I am.
Okay, no pants then in the nightmare.
In your nightmare, you can't open your jaw wide enough to actually talk clearly, so you're mumbling everything. Yeah.
And your teeth are falling out.
Yeah.
Okay, what if you like generate one and we like collab it?
Okay,
We
cool.
could all just kind of
Okay.
like.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
Less
do that.
pressure.
Okay. So our next round. Let's see. The first book is Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. And Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater.
So this is a book by Maggie Stiefvater.
It's a book not by Maggie Stiefvater.
So a boy is hunting for a werewolf king.
There you go.
Oh, it's been so long since I've read Shiver.
I just remember it takes place in Minnesota.
When you're doing comp titles, I just mash together the general idea of the book, and I'm like werewolves and kings and hunts for kings.
Okay, so you've got like a family
secret destiny to kill a werewolf.
A werewolf king.
The werewolf king.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Falls in love with him.
Ah. See, I like the
Isn't
idea of
Shiver
like
a sad love story.
Something.
okay, so she has to kill him, obviously.
Yeah.
But this time she actually does it.
Yeah. yes.
And not just by kissing him.
Or bees or whatever.
No, I thought it was going to be bees, and it was not bees.
I'm 100% behind this.
This
Okay.
one could be bees. Just send
Yeah.
in the bees.
Yeah.
Just send in
The
the bees.
girl is actually
solution.
bees.
So she comes from
She is
a
made of
quirky
bees.
family of beekeepers. Like
Oh.
all these like women beekeepers who live in a house together.
But she's actually 6,000 bees in a trench coat.
I'm so close to just spat my tea on my keyboard. Thank you, Megan.
Someone asked last week if we would ever all collab on a book together, and this is why we can't. Because it would turn into like a Chuck Wendig book.
Like a Jeff Vandermeer.
All right.
Yeah, the girl and she's bees and she's trying to kill the werewolf king because Destiny sends in the bees. Also, they're in love, but he does die and he
Okay.
stays dead.
Very important distinction there.
It's like a joke, like
But
which
then
would
she
win.
like makes him into the beehive at the end. And it's like,
Jesus.
God, wow.
Oh my
that's
God.
dark.
So this is also mixed a little bit with what's that movie? Midsummer.
I did not think we would go like body modification horror with it. But
Have you met Megan?
yeah.
So that's like that old joke, like who would win in a fight, a werewolf or 6,000 bees?
Oh, bless. Do you guys want to do like one more general one? And then we could do some individual ones?
I think we could do like individual and just do a log line instead of a full synopsis.
Okay. I'm feeling
Sure.
more comfortable about doing individual ones now that we've done this absurd
Yeah.
thing together.
Yeah.
I don't read
let's
anything,
do-
so I feel like I'm just gonna sit here like
I think it'll be hilarious. We have to like just guess based on the title or what you've heard the rest of us say, what you think it's about, and then merge that with
I have not read Shiver.
Me neither.
Yeah, I think
One of the
That's what I
books on the list I submitted I haven't read, so
Yeah, just like general idea is fine, right? Because like
If it's
Codename
for-
Verity, I know nothing about except World War II, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I remember the ballpoint pen.
Okay, let's do one more joint one.
all right, one more joint one. So, third round is between Vampire Academy and Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.
I know nothing about Vampire Academy other than Vampires Academy. So
There's a romance, right?
Yes, it's a very age inappropriate romance with
Very.
the main character and her teacher. I know Vampire Academy very well. I love Vampire Academy. I do not know Percy Jackson.
I do. Those are
Perfect.
both my book picks because I picked books when I read when I was 13.
Okay.
It'd be like vampire gods that have children
Yes.
to go to an academy.
who go to an academy
Ha.
And one of the demigod vampire children has an inappropriate relationship with her teacher.
There you go.
But they had recently run away because her best friend is secretly an Egyptian god and not a Greek god. So it was all like, whoa, what's going to happen here?
I
But
feel
then-
like the age inappropriate romance should be with one of the gods.
Yes.
Yeah, the teacher is also a god in disguise. Yeah.
So complicated.
A vampire falls in love with a god. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
Then they have
The
little
log line.
vampire god babies. Okay. The end.
Yes. Great. Wonderful. Bestseller. Okay.
Probably.
Well, Emma, because you said that you're so confident now, why don't you take on the
Already,
round
it's gonna be 2 books I never
Really volunteered yourself for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Let's see. So you get The Sun is Also a Star meets Codename Verity.
Oh, okay. These are both ones I picked and ones I've read.
Hey.
This is randomizing really well.
Yeah, really.
Oh goodness. So so it's going to be a World War II historical. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's hard.
I know. Oh my god, I'm mixed.
I feel like this book is going to be really sad no matter what.
It's codename Verity, except for they are in love instead of just platonic friends.
Which is what it should have been. Yeah, so World War II historical with 2 star-crossed lovers. Like, that just fell out. And one of them has to kill the other. Spoiler alert. I'm not telling you which book it's a spoiler for. Well, one of them.
Unless you've read one.
Yeah.
No one will feel safe reading either of those books.
Yeah. Of course, I was like all ready, and now I'm drawing a blank for this one.
All good.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
I
I feel like draw the 2 and then someone has to volunteer. So we get someone who like give the group. Like,
She's ready for
All
it.
right. That's a good idea. Okay, so this next round then. It
Everyone's
will
like
be
psychic.
between- Oh, I know who's going to pick this one. It's between Fangirl and The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet.
A sci-fi.
Yes.
Well, I've only read one of those books, so not me.
Fangirl in space.
just,
Do you volunteer to pitch it?
Yeah, just fangirl in space. That's how I would elevate her pitch that.
You know, honestly, that's like kind of true because the main character is like pretty introverted and just like it's based on like relationships. So like maybe.
Fangirl at a space college.
Yeah, it's like an introverted girl who goes to space college.
Just add space to anything, really. And
Yeah.
it's
You want to be a
Yeah.
space writer?
science fiction writer. You mean?
You write space fan fiction about fake.
And then this guy steals her writing, and she shoots him out of
space
the
writing.
airlock, which is what I
Wow.
first place.
The stakes just went so much higher. What was that, Megan?
So it's the ending that he deserved.
Oh, yes.
That's what he
Yeah.
deserved.
they're both pretty like nice, mellow books about relationships, just in very different places.
Maybe the love interest is the supercomputer on the ship.
Weird.
Hey, there you
Just
go.
like in The Small Way to a Long Angry Planet. The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet.
Did you say The Small Way to a Long Angry Planet?
It's very long.
If you
Very
had
angry.
that, it just went-
Small trip, long
I was like, yeah, sounds legit. That sounds right.
It's the disappointing sequel.
One of my friends actually is reading the sequel, and she says it's really good because it focuses on Lovelace. It focuses on the supercomputer from the first book. Yeah, she says she really likes it, so I'm excited to pick up.
I've read all the sequels. I've read the first one multiple times. I still could not, with absolute confidence, even right the second, tell you the exact name of that book, even though we've said it multiple times. So
We had a Angel Rye said, or a fangirl abducted by aliens. And then Penumbra Mind said, introvert human girl gets abducted and taken to space college and gets plagiarized by AI boyfriend.
Oh my god, perfect.
That's it. That's 1 point to Penumbra Mind.
Yeah, exactly. Love it.
I think that since that's the only point, you are currently winning. Well done.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were points.
The game is made up and the points don't matter.
They matter.
They matter to make it, okay.
Enough.
Okay, our next pitch war is 1,000 Pieces of You, which is one of our book clubs, meets... Oh, hold on, it already gave me that one before. Please, sir, generate something new for me. 1,000... Nope, you already gave me that one too. Oh dear, this isn't going well. Okay. Okay, 1,000 Pieces of You meets Forest of 1,000 Lanterns.
Ooh.
1,000 Pieces of Lanterns.
It's all broken. That's the whole book.
Okay. I haven't read Forest of 1,000 Lanterns. 1,000 Pieces of You is the like timed alternate reality, different versions of yourself.
And Force of 1,000 Lanterns is Evil Queen, like Snow White Evil Queen.
Yeah. So maybe like Evil herself is going to all the different dimensions to kill the other versions of herself to be the master herself.
Oh.
Tie all the realms to herself.
I hate time travel, and that already sounds really amazing.
I remember not reading 1,000 Pieces of You for the book club, but then picking it up later and being like, this slaps. This book is so good. What the hell?
I liked it so much more than I thought I would.
Me too. I was like, I know the first book, but I have not read the Lantern one. But 1,000 Pieces of You is one of my favorite books. It's like on my top 10 list of all-time favorites because I love the multiverse.
Forest of 1,000 Lanterns is very good. Highly recommend. Everyone should read it. It's very dark though, so only read it if you're in the mood for very dark.
Never.
Halloween is coming, as we know, so it's perfect timing for this. It's basically Halloween already.
And I believe the sequel is from the POV of the person who is gonna take down the queen from Forest of 1,000 Lanterns.
Yeah, I think isn't it the stepdaughter? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the princess.
So, because I'm only going off Snow White because the evil queen is married to Snow White's dad. Is that thing? Yeah, and then in 1,000 Pieces of You, her dad is dead.
Or
I'm sure there's a plot here.
Her dad's missing. They presumed dead, but missing.
Yeah.
Dead. Yeah.
And we think somebody did it. It's been a while.
They think it's the love interest who did it.
Yeah.
Right, yes. In the comments, Angelry said, what if the evil queen's mirror is broken and each piece is a single dimension?
Ooh.
Yo,
That's
girl,
better
right
than
back. That's amazing. Oh my gosh, I would definitely read that.
So she has to go into each piece to reassemble the lantern. It's going to be a really long series. The lantern, the mirror.
Well, Force of 1,000 Lanterns has some interesting stuff about it's all about her choices. Her life could have been, but it's a book that's. I mean, every book should be dictated by the character's choices, but that book very much is about how the choices she makes determine her fate. So there could be some really interesting stuff with multiple dimensions and if she made different choices along the way, how things would be different. That could be an interesting book.
Ooh,
I would definitely read that series. Wow.
All right, her mirror breaks and she goes to each reality and sees how her life could have been different.
And then kills them.
And then kills them, of course.
It's a really dark book.
It is. All right, our next duo is one of my favorites, The Bone Season, with Serpent and Dove. Oh.
I'll be honest.
I don't know anything about that book.
I mean, I did read The Bone Season. It's been
all right, I want to do it. Let me put it. Because The Bone Season is very weird. It's very hard to pitch by itself, but it's futuristic, magic, superpowers, but fantasy, but sci-fi. And then the also like other dimensional stuff. But then Serpent and Dove, I remember, is like witches and witch hunters.
Yeah.
So I feel like they actually would mash together pretty well, because if you just took some of the superpowers / like a natural, I think they're called unnaturals in the Bone season. If you take those and you mix them with witches, it's basically the same plot line. So like it seems like a totally fine book. It's just another witch hunt, except with sci-fi materials. So I would definitely read like a sci-fi witch hunt kind of thing. And like, of course, we got the people running away from the witch hunters, but then we got the people that can, I think the main character from Bone season she's the pale dreamer, she can influence dreams. So maybe her like witchiness is that she goes in people's dreams and like is messing with the witch hunters' dreams to make them not look for her and her coven that are running.
Sounds way more interesting than what Serpent and Dove actually was.
So like,
Oh, no.
I don't know, Serpent and Dove, like I liked it, but not enough.
I liked
And
it.
everybody is like, that's such a missing but I'm like, it's okay, it's good, it's fine.
I liked
Witchy.
the main character because she was sassy, but like not annoying sassy.
I thought she was annoying.
No, I liked her.
And it had the whole witches are women because they have babies. Because that's what defines women, apparently.
I did really like the Read with Cindy video on Serpent and Dove.
Really good.
It was
I haven't
really
watched that one yet.
good.
God, Cindy is so great anyway.
Hilarious.
All right, if we're moving on with that one. Oh, actually, Penumbra also put in the comments, Penumbra mine, Magic plus technology is Magipunk witches and Magitech hunters.
Ooh.
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds
Yeah.
hell yeah.
It actually reminds me of what is that book? Tarnished Are the Stars, because it's like you're not allowed to use like technology in it, like advanced technology. Certain types of advanced technology are like outlawed, and the main character is like practicing like it's like biotech basically. Yeah,
Cool.
and she's being hunted for that. So
Of course.
Of course. All right, next round is Cruel Prince meets. Oh, damn.
Are you looking up the synopsis of it, Kelly? Because that's what I was about to do.
No, okay, that's
Aries, fight for a throne, toxic romance.
right.
Very
So I'm gonna
used
have
to
to
love
take away all of the
Ones we've already done.
yeah, we've already done. Hold on 1 second, because it just keeps getting the ones I've already done. I'm like, but why? So
I'm excited for whatever pair this is because I like Cruel Prince a lot.
hell yeah. Cruel Prince meets Witches of Ash and Ruin. Go. Hell
You're welcome. Anne.
So someone is methodically killing off witch royalty. And so the main character is trying to figure out who is killing them off. And she has a toxic relationship with one of the princesses, one of the witch princesses.
That sounds really good, honestly. I would absolutely read that.
We just gave you a plot line for one of the spin-off series, you know?
And the whole time the reader is wondering if the main character is actually the one killing people off because she seems to want power.
Very nice.
Ooh.
If someone wants to go write that book, that'd be great.
Yeah, really.
The second book. Like, why are they princesses now?
I've now given you a plot for one of your companion books.
Excellent.
All right, next round. That was like way too easy, but next round is To All the Boys I Loved Before meets The Poppy War.
Oh.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh no.
I was like, this is going to be so easy. And then
it wasn't.
Anyone want to volunteer for this one? Not I.
trying to even like
We have like adorable, cutesy romance with unfortunate romantic misunderstandings, and then death.
When a romantic misunderstanding leads to death.
Leads to accidentally raising a god during a giant magical war. What happens to our protagonist?
You have like this pantheon of gods and you love them all and you write letters calling all of them forth and they all accidentally come out at once and cause war.
Okay, but that's really cool. Or you don't realize it was the god of war that you were writing letters to. And then he's like, hey, I like you. And you're like, oh shit, you're the god of war.
I've summoned before.
That sounds like a Wattpad fan fiction mashup, honestly. I mean, honestly, that slaps. Like, I'd read that. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. Not quite as dark as we had thought. Good. All right. I like this. This is great. Our next round is Wicked Saints meets
I've read this.
Sawkill Girls.
Ooh, give it to me now. I don't know what it is, but okay.
All right, Erin, you're up.
I don't know Wicked Saints well enough for this.
Well, let's run with the Saints idea. Let's do like a Forbidden Island of Saints or something. And maybe there's like a god that's like actually under the island or part of the island and is like, I don't know.
But the god is like secretly made a deal with like a family that lives on the island. All the Sawkill Girls. And
they're trying to kill off one of the saints or something.
To break the deal, because I don't want the deal anymore.
The island needs blood.
The island needs blood.
Megan, this seems like the perfect book for you to write.
Honestly, it sounds so good.
Maybe like the girl like falls in love with the person in charge of making the deals, who's like obsessed with making the deals or something. You know, like Malaki is like power hungry.
That sounds so good.
This is really great for like, I know we talked about this last week a little bit, but we're going to be doing some like stuff to help people brainstorm ideas for Nano come November. So if you like don't know what to write yet, we're going to hopefully help you like generate ideas for it. This is
like,
what it's
literally, if anyone is like, how do I brainstorm with a group? I'll just be like, go to this video because we like accidentally are doing this basically. Amazing.
Yeah. When I was also looking up some, so I have just an online generator that like you enter names and then you hit generate and it'll pair two together. There's so many generators for like book titles, character names, some of them that are like pre-done by the website and some that you can actually just put in yourself and you can put in your names or whatever. And they were actually so cool. Some of them are really, really unique.
Now that we actually know what the game is, there's so many things I wish we'd thrown in, or if like we'd like thought to add Netflix things or that kind of stuff. Like there's so many things that could mesh up so well.
I'll play it again.
Yeah, we'll play it again sometime. We could do movies. All right. When your game night comes up, maybe we can play it then. All right, our next duo is the City of Bones meets Legend.
Oh, I read Legend such a long time ago.
Yeah, I read City of Bones a decade ago and didn't read Legend.
Legend involve a competition of some sort.
Dystopian City of Bones.
I was trying to
She's
put
part
in
of like some academy that's like
I thought she was just in the military.
I thought they were doing like some sort of test or something in it that she's
No. Isn't she she's in the military for their dystopian government or whatever.
Yeah, I just thought she was like in like a military academy and they were like being tested. Maybe it's just at the very beginning they're being tested.
Yeah,
Legend. There was like the rebel guy.
Yeah, I know that.
Who jumps from rooftops and stuff. That's literally all I remember.
Plague.
Oh, there's a plague.
Oh, there is a plague. I forgot about the plague.
Right, I forgot about that. But it's bumping off all the poor people because rich people can get the antidote or something. I don't.
It's been so
wow.
long.
So a really dark, dystopian, depressing City of Bones.
I guess so. But also supernatural creatures?
the like outlaw kid is like the suspect in the military girl's brother's death.
Oh,
And so that's why she's chasing him down.
right.
So
So maybe
like,
Honestly,
catch me if
of
you can
the
kind of
dystopian
vibes.
craze. Like, it was my favorite trilogy of the big dystopian burst.
I know I read the first two and I never read the third
maybe
one.
I loved the third one. Like, I
Yeah.
thought it ended the perfect amount of bittersweet. I'm afraid to read the new one that just came out because it's like, I liked how bittersweet the ending was without feeling like, oh, well, we're just going to not tell you the ending, or we're just going to spoon feed you a perfectly happy ending. It was really good.
So maybe for this one, the plague is like demons or
Ooh, demon plague?
a demon plague. And then the rebel is trying to figure out how to stop it. But she thinks that he like caused it and killed her brother. One of the demons killed her brother or something like that.
I'm just looking in the comments, and Penumbra Mine is just banging out these winners over here. Oh my gosh! So I think we were talking about the one with like the To All the Boys I Loved Before War God one, where she goes letters to the Pantheon and return postage costs war. One of them was about the wicked saints and Sawkill girls. One says the saints are bound to an island through the god and have to go back to recharge their saintly powers. But there's a girl who doesn't need to come back except to visit her family, and everyone starts to hate her. It's like, ooh. Okay, so Penumbra Mine suggested, do the people who survived the plague become non-human? It's like, ooh. And then Leah comes in and says, haha, the demon pox. Yes.
Alas, the demon pox.
Demon pox on all your houses. I love it. Okay, perfect. Let's see. All right, next two are going to be A Darker Shade of Magic meets
What even is the plot?
Six of Crows.
I'm immediately forgetting the plot of every book as soon as you say the title.
Like the main thing you think of immediately. Like, okay, jumping from city to city, they're doing a heist. Like,
They're doing a heist through multiple dimensions.
Oh, I like that.
Yo!
Like total fantasy heist. Basically.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
That's
I would
what
totally read that.
I'm so ready.
Together, you take like immediately what comes up when you say that, and you mash it together with immediately what comes up when you say the other thing.
That kind of makes me think of Heidi Heilig's book.
Oh, that's right.
The ship from everywhere one?
The girl from everywhere. Yeah.
The second one is the ship beyond time.
Oh, that's
Yeah. That was oh my god. Like I even forgot that book existed. It was such a good book.
Yeah, I read the duology like back to back in a couple days when we did it for book club. So,
I have it on my
Oh
shelf.
my gosh, did we do it for book club? Wow.
we
a
did.
long time ago.
Oh wow.
We've had a lot of book clubs.
And I've
been
forgotten
multiple-
so many of them.
It's been like 4 years. Okay, I don't remember all this stuff. All right. Let's see.
But I'm interested.
Exactly. Can you imagine Kaz Brecker in multiple dimensions? I don't think it would go well.
And
All right, next up is This Savage Song meets Illumine.
I got nothing.
Everyone got so quiet.
Illuminate to me is so confusing. I'm like,
so probably because the Savage Song is like monster hunting, right? Kate is like trying to hunt down
Yes.
the monster that killed someone relevant to her? Question mark?
Oh, maybe? It's been a long
Or
time
is she
since I read
just
this.
hunting monsters?
Yeah, just to like impress her dad, basically. Get her dad's
Oh
approval.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
impress her.
August is a monster.
It is a
Mhm.
monster,
He
yeah.
wants to be human.
With the
Yes.
violin.
Mhm.
I have to reread that series so bad.
monsters on a spaceship hunting monsters.
So, like
we're-
an AI who really wants to be human, which takes us back to a long way to a smiling planet.
So I was gonna make, 'cause what was the like bad thing in the first one? Like everyone got like crazy disease of they were killing people.
Yes.
Yeah.
It like made them like rabid, basically.
It was like space zombies.
So one of them falls in love with
the AI.
the AI.
The AI.
Yeah, the monster equivalent.
And it's all just in court documents.
Or
Yeah.
absolutely do not send that to me.
I have the hardest. I've given Illuminated multiple friends and family members as presents, and then it's so hard to pitch that I pitch it so badly that no one has read it, even though I've given it to them.
It's so hard to pitch. That and the bone season.
And it's like
Oh, the
really
bone
big, so
season.
you get intimidated by it, but it's not actually as big as it looks.
They just have to open it and look inside.
Yeah.
All like chats and stuff.
I feel like when I worked at the bookstore, I pitched Illuminae so many times. Mostly to like younger teen boys that didn't know what to read, and I was like, "This one," they're like, "It's really huge," and I'm like, "No, it's not intimidating.
It's like
Like,
a graphic
it's so good. It's
with a
space
little more
zombies,
text.
whatever." I feel like I just said space zombies, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm on board. Like that's really cool." I was like, "Yes, you're gonna love it." But yeah, Bone Season is just
Thanos ideology.
yeah. All right, let's see. Next round, we have Queen of the Tearling
Okay.
meets. This is already gonna be wild. Red, white, and royal blue.
A book I really enjoyed and a book I really hated.
I haven't read The Queen of the Tearling.
It was a book club book.
Yeah, I've read it.
You know, honestly, I don't blame you for not reading that one.
I think I cracked it. And
I remember we like went off air and Emma just told us everything that happened in the rest of the show.
I like looked it all up online and was like, "Here's the rest of the plot." I don't have to read anymore.
Well, the good news is whatever plot we make up gets retconned at the end, and none of it actually happened at all. So there was no point in engaging with the story.
Oh my god.
Pendragon, if you will.
Yeah, I did read that whole series. I thought it was cool. It was a big mind warp, but yeah, I was very mad.
I liked it too until like the end, but
Was it
Yeah.
really like a and then she woke up type of thing?
It's like a reset everything, I think, right? Like she reset.
Yeah.
yes.
She realized
Spoilers,
You
but
would hate it. She time travels and like changes things, so none of it ever happens.
So it's a time travel and a cop out.
It's like, yeah, it's the worst kind of time travel. Because like I like time travel, but I don't like time travel that's like, and we just reverse everything, and none of it happened.
So sad I didn't read
Yeah.
that.
It's just like the plot of Queen of Tearling, but with like a lot more sex. That's the combo book.
More gay.
sexier, gayer.
Yeah, exactly. It's just really gay. Perfect.
That I might actually read.
It's like Queen of the Tearling if she'd like fallen in love with like another kingdom's.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's more like
Yeah.
Princess of the Tearling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just of the Tearling.
Falls in love with like the other kingdom's heir and ends up having to travel through time to fix things.
See, that's already such a better plot line than Queen of the Tearling. It was a little dry. I don't know. Okay, moving on. Let's see.
I always feel bad when I say I don't like a book on here. Afterwards, I'm immediately like, but it was she wrote it. It was probably really hard to write.
Okay.
For a long time.
But it wasn't for me.
I'm just thinking
It was a mega hit. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
you're
like I'll
good.
never watch this. So
But like one day, if I'm lucky, enough people will read my book that it will get roasted on YouTube by
that
someone.
someone will roast.
Hopefully,
Right?
Cindy. I hope Cindy roasts my book one
What
day.
an honor it would be to be roasted by Cindy.
Yeah, I'm holding out hope someday.
Please.
I feel like I would simultaneously cry and then also be like, I'm so happy. My feelings are so hurt.
Yeah, I'd be laughing and I'd be like, yeah,
Right.
she's totally right. This book is trash.
My book is garbage.
I can't believe someone paid me for this.
Okay, I know it's not technically something that Cindy's roasted before, but it is adjacent because the next one is Throne of Glass. Y'all know she loves roasting Akotar. So Throne of Glass meets Red Queen.
Oh,
Isn't that the same book?
Really similar.
It came out in that same era where there were a lot of similar books.
A lot of trials.
Lots of secret princess or abilities or whatever.
yeah. I was gonna say that the main things that I usually take and smush together are literally the same in those two books. So
Truly.
Let's do
Yeah,
like
honestly, like
X-Men.
one's the magic version, one's the sci-fi version.
yeah.
Sorry,
Looks
Megan, what was that?
I was gonna say I'd rather pull like the X-Men feels of like book 2 and of Red Queen. Pull those in.
Yeah,
All right, great. Solved that. Moving on. Oh, sorry, I'm just going back into the comments. Again, Penumbra Mine, you need to start writing these things down. Okay, so they pitched that for the Queen of the Tearling one. Prince of the Tech Kingdom and the ruler's son of the Magical Kingdom fall in love, and then others time travel to stop their romance from uniting the two kingdoms.
Ooh.
I mean, come on, that's pretty
It's
great.
like really bumming me out that you're coming up with these so easily, and all my ideas are trash.
Same. It's all
Ideas
good.
are not trash.
Workshop ideas for months to come up with a really solid one.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Trash ideas all the way. Fine.
All right. All right. Well, our next two are Cinder. A good sci-fi start. Meets Gideon the Ninth,
Oh yeah.
which is also very similar.
Yeah, that's
So maybe someone who can do like instead of like necromancy, you can do like Brandon Sanderson, like calling on the metal and stuff inside of like cyborgs.
Yeah.
and Gideon is a cyborg.
Yes, definitely.
There you go. Yeah.
Gideon is actually a Cinderella character.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A Cinderella retelling starring Gideon.
I would definitely read that. Are you kidding me?
Terrible at cleaning. Nothing would get cleaned.
I'm trying to even imagine like what Gideon would be like in a Cinderella situation.
Harrow is the prince.
Yeah. Harrow doesn't have to be a prince. Harrow can be a princess. It's fine, you know.
And
She could also be a prince if
What
she
even is
wanted
the
to.
She could be a prince if she wanted to.
I like how instead of actual books, we're pitching fan fiction.
Shipping them in different
Cinderella AU of Gideon.
Yeah. This turns into like a fan fiction, like brainstorming session.
Go to find this under my fanfiction.net pin name.
If we find what like Gideon Cinderella mashup later online, we're gonna be like, Emma. Oh man.
so obviously they're forced to team up.
Yes.
To do
Yeah.
something.
But they have like this like bad toxic relationship that eventually turns into romance because like obviously Harrow can like do things to iron or metal or whatever, and Gideon is made of that.
And Harrow is supposed to be finding like someone to marry.
Ooh, yeah.
True.
So you
And
don't
teams up with
trust-
Gideon to try and like keep all of the potential
Suitors
away.
Hey.
They fall in love.
Yeah, I love that idea. I like those ideas of like, oh, the you know, like the princess in the tower, and then the prince has to come slay the dragon, but like the princess and the dragon are friends. You know, like I love that kind of little dynamic.
I love that we have literally
Princess is the dragon.
we've just taken Harrow and Gideon out and put them in Cinderella basically.
Yes, hey, Cinderella AU.
Cinderella is public domain, so
Yeah.
we put anyone we want in there.
True.
Sorry, this piece of hair is just, I don't know what's happening with this right now, so everyone just please excuse. All right. All right, good enough. No! Oh, God. All right, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
More entertaining that way. It's fine.
Thank you. We're leaving it like this. I don't know. The curls are a little wild today. All right, I think I have... Okay, the Devouring Gray meets the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
What?
I know. What?
Okay, so maybe like instead of like the teens, it's like an Augusta type thing where you're like following the mom like throughout time, because Augusta has like this, it's Augusta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has like this really interesting and storied past, and part of me is kind of like, I kind of want to read more of that.
Yeah.
Or an old Hollywood starlet gets lost in the creepy woods.
Hey, there we go.
That's the Hazelwood kind of Lovelace Albert.
Yeah, slightly.
And the woods make them like relive moments from their past.
Oh.
I haven't read the
Yeah.
Devouring Gray, so all I know is creepy woods.
You're doing great, honestly. All right, so let's see. I have a final pairing for us, but if you would like to leave anything in the comments for us to argue over, that would also be very fun. So let's see. Our last pair is One of Us is Lying meets A Court of Thorns and Roses. Murder Mystery Fairies. Yeah, I'm down for this. Oh my god. That's just basically all the fairy lords in one room, and one of them's dead, and then the rest of them have to be like, all right, guys.
That sounds kind of better, actually.
I got it confused with We Were Liars for a second, and I was like, no, they're all dead.
I was like
we don't-
confident I knew what book was coming up, and then it didn't, so my mind was ill prepared for that.
So, like Agatha Christie, but with fairies.
Yeah, I guess so.
Very murder
Yes.
mystery.
I guess so.
And it's just like a ragtag group. There's like a human thrown in.
Well, that's Pharaoh.
Yeah, exactly.
Once again, this is just fan fiction. It's Akatar as a murder mystery AU. So
Yeah, I guess.
Yep.
We used up all our good ideas at the beginning. And now it's just fan fiction.
these are great fan fiction ideas.
Truly, though. I'm so sorry. I've been trying to fix my hair for like the majority of the last 10 minutes. Okay. There we go. All right.
believe-
Just gonna...
Kelly put a couple in the private chat.
Oh, all right. Let's see. Here we go. I like Kelly's suggestion of The Call meets The Selection.
I was like, they should just go together.
So we got creepy horror fairy dimensions and
Whoever survives marries the prince.
hey.
That would have been so
That's
much
it
more
right there. Like,
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all televised, like the Hunger Games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
You have
my
to wear like a
God.
GoPro on you.
Oh, that's
When you
actually
go to Fairyland.
I just started Empress of All Seasons. I don't remember the author's name. It's like
Emiko Jean.
And that's basically what it is. It's like a bunch of girls, and they have to like survive these like 4 rooms in the palace. There's like one for each season, and like whoever survives all 4 of, and they like fight each other and stuff. And whoever survives all 4 of them becomes the empress. Like marries the prince. Yeah. So it's basically The Call meets The Selection.
Hey.
Is that one like out, or do you have an arc of it?
It's out. I got it from the library. I just started it.
So Angel Reese suggested Lucifer meets The Kissing Booth.
Lucifer basically is a kissing booth.
Here, Kelly, I think some of the TV show suggestions are coming in now, so this is your time to shine.
Yeah, The Witcher and a series of unfortunate events. I don't know how you'd mash them
Yeah, I've
together.
literally watched none of these things.
I mean,
Oh no!
The Witcher
is
meets a series of
not a
unfortunate
series of
events.
unfortunate
You could do The Witcher meets a series of unfortunate events. It would be like Geralt would be in charge of the Baudelaires, and like that's his destiny is to protect the Baudelaires.
the children's.
Yep, but Count Olaf is still trying to capture them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love it.
Geralt's the only one that can tell it's Count Olaf, and all the other adults are clueless still.
And
but
then
he's
also
always wearing the helmet with feathers on it, and he's like, "Can't you see? He's wearing the helmet with the feathers." And they're like, "No, this is a different person."
You would be so mad all the time. You're all idiots.
I love it. I'm in.
Yeah. I love that we're no longer really pitching mashups. It's like just take one character and transplant them into the other world.
But like in a way, that's also kind of good writing advice because you can take inspiration from one character and then put them in a completely different world and see how they would react.
That is how the City of Bones series exists.
Don't remind me. Okay. I know it has a sordid past. I still love it.
Also, in Kelly's suggestions, I like the mashup of Vicious meets Clap When You Land because I like to imagine like two people with superpowers who find out they have the same dad.
Oh my goodness. Do they have the same kind of superpower or different superpowers?
Different superpowers.
Okay, so they meet up and they go on a road trip to find their dad. And they use their superpowers along the way.
And they start trying to kill each other because
Yes.
road trip.
Who
Who hasn't tried to kill their road trip companion?
They both only speak in verse because.
Yeah.
That's one of their superpowers.
Terrible superpower.
Not if you're an English student. Well, I know it's not been quite an hour, but I feel like we're sort of wrapping this up, and that was very fun. Thank you all for playing. Thank you for everybody who suggested things in the comments. I just like hearing, I love hearing, especially when like Pitch Wars happens, or even if it's just a friend of mine who's talking about a book and like, oh, it's like this meets this. So it's like, ooh, what does that mean? Does it just, does Cruel Prince mean fairies, or does Cruel Prince mean like political intrigue and someone who hates somebody else? And it's like, oh, of course, like a couple years ago, like everything was like, oh, it's like Stranger Things meets whatever, and I'm like, is it though?
Every time,
right?
Yeah.
Anytime something's like slightly eerie, it's Raven Boys meets whatever, and I'm like, I don't know.
Is it though?
Is it?
Yeah. Well, maybe some of these things gave you some inspiration to write your new book. You can go back through the comments if you're watching this later. There's some great suggestions.
I would also like to officially declare Penumbra Mine as the winner of this evening's game.
Yes, I agree. The official, unofficial winner. Please like and subscribe if you feel like sticking around and you think we're funny or whatever. We're here with live chats every Sunday, and we'll be having our regular videos this week on Tuesday and Thursday. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and have a good week, everybody. Bye.
Bye.